There's a frequency that sustains everything that exists. It's behind matter, emotions, life itself. Some call it God, but most have forgotten how to feel it. You may have tried to meditate, pray, or visualize, but still feel emptiness, like something essential is missing. The truth is, that frequency never left. It's just been drowned out by the noise of the mind and the distractions of the world. And what blocks this flow isn't a lack of faith, it's too much interference. In this video, you're going to remember. You'll understand why you disconnected and how to realign your energy with the divine vibration that's always been inside you. If this message resonates, subscribe to Manifest Now and allow yourself to remember the sound of your own light. Everything that exists vibrates, every atom, every thought, every emotion. It's all movement within an invisible field of energy. The universe doesn't speak in words, it speaks in frequencies. And what you call reality is just a reflection of the vibration you're emitting right now. When someone feels peace, they're vibrating in harmony. When they feel fear, they vibrate in chaos. And so, without realizing it, every human being becomes a constant transmitter and receiver. The world you see is a mirror of what's resonating within. What changes the frequency isn't desire, but inner state. The purest vibration, what many call God, is the field of total coherence. It's the point where nothing is separate. It's the sound that exists before sound, the light that shines before form. Being in tune with this is living in flow with creation itself. But this alignment doesn't maintain itself. The rhythm of the mind, the weight of emotions, the distractions of the modern world, all of this begins to interfere with the purity of the signal. Little by little, the frequency gets distorted, and the being forgets what it truly is. And it's in this vibrational forgetting that separation begins. This is where the invisible block is born that makes so many feel disconnected, even when surrounded by everything. But what really causes this forgetting? The forgetting doesn't happen all at once. It seeps in gradually like noise distorting a melody. When the mind clings to fear, hurry, and the need for control, it begins to vibrate at denser frequencies. And the signal from the source, which was once clear, becomes a distant echo within the being. Many believe God pulls away when they make mistakes, but that's not it. The divine field never moved. It's the human who falls out of tune like a radio that changes the dial without noticing. And the more they try to make everything work out through effort and anxiety, the more they disconnect from the frequency that creates balance itself. The vibrational block is born from too much internal noise, endless thoughts, repressed emotions, old guilt. Each of these waves interferes with the clarity of the original energy. It's like trying to see the sky's reflection in turbulent water. The sky is still there, but the surface can't reflect its light. That's why the feeling of emptiness isn't the absence of God. It's too much human interference. It's the soul trying to remember the song it always knew how to sing. And even when everything seems silent, something inside keeps vibrating, waiting to be recognized again. Because the field doesn't disappear, it just stops being felt. And this is where awakening begins, realizing that the frequency still pulses, even when you can't hear it. Even when everything seems silent, the field never disappears. It's pulsing now, around and within you. This presence doesn't depend on faith or belief. It's constant, like the sun's light that keeps shining even when the sky is covered. Divine energy doesn't take offense at being forgotten. It simply waits for the moment you remember. Many spend their lives looking for this field outside themselves, in rituals, promises, people, or formulas. But the field doesn't reveal itself in the noise of seeking. It reveals itself in the stillness of perception. When the human being stops chasing, the flow begins to be felt again, not because something arrived, but because the noise ceased. This frequency is in every heartbeat, in every breath, in every second of true presence. You don't need to create it. You just need to notice what's always been there. Remembrance is the portal that reconnects the human to their energetic nature. The field responds to attention, and when someone observes it with reverence, it vibrates stronger, as if smiling back. It's in that instant that many feel chills, warmth, or an unexplainable peace. They're echoes of the presence reminding you, I never left. But to feel the field clearly, the body needs to be tuned. The mind can understand, but it's the body that translates. And that's why, before hearing the voice of energy, you need to learn to tune the right antenna. The body is more than matter. It's an instrument of reception. Every cell vibrates like a small crystal, translating invisible energy into sensation, emotion, and movement. When the body is in harmony, it becomes a clear channel. But when it's tense, tired, or disconnected, the message gets lost in the noise of unresolved emotions. Emotions are the dial of this antenna. Fear distorts the signal, gratitude amplifies it. Anger creates static, love generates clarity. Every thought sends a wave, every feeling a frequency. And without realizing it, the human being adjusts their own tuning every second, simply by how they choose to feel. The body speaks in energetic language. A tightness in the chest, cold hands, a sudden lightness. All of this is the vibration adjusting itself. When the mind listens to the body with respect, it responds by revealing the path to healing. That's why spirituality without physical presence becomes just theory. To tune the body, you need to slow down. Breathe with intention. Feel the ground, the air, the rhythm of life pulsing in every cell. Divine energy needs space, and the relaxed body is that open space where the divine manifests without effort. And it's in this state of silent surrender that remembrance begins to return. Because silence isn't emptiness, it's the point of contact with the frequency that's always been there. Silence isn't the absence of sound, it's total presence. It's the instant when mental noise dissolves and consciousness begins to hear what's always been speaking in a whisper. In this serene space, divine energy reveals itself as a subtle vibration that doesn't need to be sought. It simply makes itself felt when the human stops trying to understand and begins to perceive. The noise of the mind is like wind over water. It distorts the sky's reflection. When thought slows down, the surface becomes calm again, and the image reforms. In silence, there's no need for belief. There's only the direct experience of presence. Divine vibration doesn't need to be proven. It needs to be heard with the heart. But falling silent isn't escaping the world. It's being so deeply present that the world stops being noise and becomes rhythm. When the human being learns to listen between the sounds, they begin to perceive that there's a pattern of harmony in everything, even in apparent chaos. That's where the divine manifests, not as a promise, but as a pulse. Silence is the portal between the human and the infinite. It's where answers arise, not because they were asked for, but because they were always there, waiting for a space to echo. It's the moment when the mind rests and the soul speaks. It's when you feel, without doubt, that God's frequency was never lost, just muffled. And when the heart awakens to this remembrance, something shifts in the vibration. Because it's the heart that transforms silence into song. The heart is the true instrument of connection between the human and the divine. When it vibrates in love, it emits the purest frequency that exists. Not romantic love, but silent love, the kind that simply recognizes and accepts everything as part of the same field. This is the vibration the universe understands without translation, because it is the language of creation itself. While the mind seeks to understand, the heart simply knows. It doesn't need proof, only presence. when you feel gratitude for no reason, when you forgive without needing to hear apologies, when you get emotional looking at the sky, it's the heart tuning into the original frequency. It's the divine experiencing the world through you. The energy of the heart creates coherence. Brain waves align, the body relaxes, and life seems to flow effortlessly. In this state, the impossible becomes natural, and time loses its rigidity. The field responds quickly because there's no more resistance, only harmony. Everything vibrates in unison, like a universal symphony. And when this vibration stabilizes, you feel something different. Peace without reason, joy without cause, love without object. It's the remembrance of who you've always been, not someone trying to reach God, but God itself remembering itself. This is the true frequency that heals, expands, and transforms. But there's one last secret, a simple yet profound revelation that changes everything. Because in truth, you never needed to reconnect. The truth is too simple for the mind, but perfect for the heart. You were never separated from the source. The divine frequency doesn't come and go. It's the backdrop of everything that exists. Even in moments of doubt, pain, or loneliness, it continues sustaining every cell of your being. What changes isn't God's presence, but how much you allow yourself to feel it. Forgetting made many believe that connection must be earned. But awakened consciousness understands. It was never lost. The search ends when the being realizes it's always been part of the whole. God isn't in some distant place. He vibrates now, in every breath, in every atom, in every thought that rises in love. This is the moment when the mind surrenders and the heart takes over. Everything that once seemed like effort transforms into flow. Answers appear, synchronicities increase, and life begins to respond with ease. Not because the world changed, but because you changed the frequency through which you perceive it. The remembrance of this unity is true spiritual awakening. There's nothing more to search for, only to feel. The field vibrates through you, and you vibrate through it. It's the silent recognition that the whole and I are one sound, playing the same song since the beginning of time. And it's in this instant of remembrance that the being begins to radiate light again. Not the light that tries to shine, but the light that simply is. Now you know. God's frequency was never out of your reach. It's always pulsed within you, waiting for the mind to quiet so the heart could hear. By remembering this, something shifts. Your gaze becomes lighter, your body more present, and life begins to respond differently. Every breath is a return to alignment. It's not an effort, it's a state. The more you vibrate in gratitude, in love, and in truth, the more the universe aligns with who you are. And little by little, the feeling of separation dissolves, because there was never distance, only forgetting. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel the space between one thought and another. That's where the divine speaks to you. That's where your vibration is rising right now. If this message touched something within you, leave a "I remember" in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and continue this journey by watching the next Manifest Now video, because the universe always responds to your vibration, and in this exact moment, yours is rising.